Hello everybody. Today we are going to look at a new concept called access specifiers. Access specifiers is something specific to Java, okay, wherein we can use these access specifiers in defining their accessibility levels. Okay, so we will see the four various types of access specifiers that are present in Java, and then how we have to use it, and what are their various visibility levels when used in Java. Okay, the access specifiers that are available in Java are in the descending order of visibility is public, public, protected, public, protected, default, and then private. So we have public, protected, default, and private. So what are the various places or ways we can use this? So these access specifiers can be used on classes, okay, properties, okay, and properties are nothing but data members and methods. Okay, so we can use these access specifiers across these all the almost all the items in Java: classes, properties or data members, and methods. Okay, so let us look at the visibility levels of these each members. Okay, so public is something which will be visible by all. Okay, when we say all, if there is a public class, that will be visible to everyone whoever wants to use that class within that particular project or a jar file. Okay, similarly, if there is a public data member in a particular class, and if the data member is a is of is of that object, then we can directly access the data member through the object without any need for getter and setter methods. Okay, similarly, if there are any methods, then we can go ahead and use them. Okay, so this is the one. And I'm sorry, one more thing is we can even use them on constructors. Methods, classes, data members, methods, and constructors. These are the various ways, various places where we can use the access specifiers. So as I mentioned, in public, that is visible to everyone. So a public class can be visible if it can be used if it is present in the class path, and accordingly public data members can be used even without a getter and setter methods, and public constructors can be invoked by using the normal way to instantiate the object, and public methods of a particular object could be used by using the object reference. Okay, so public doesn't has sorry, when a particular uh, element in Java is public, it could be used by anyone. There are no restrictions. Okay, now let us look at protected. When we say protected, the visibility level of protected elements is within that particular package. Okay, so when we say package, any other class which is present in that particular package will be able to access the data member. Okay, without much difficulty, without the difficulty. So when we say this, let us say we have a package we have a package P which contains class A and class C. Okay, so there is an data element in class A which is small a data member. So C, if we instantiate an object of type A, okay, in C, then object A is obj A. Okay, object A, we can directly access the data member of class A by using dot and dot notation A. Okay, however, if there is a package P1, okay, which contains an object which contains a class B, okay, and if there is an object of type A, let us say object A dash, okay, object A dash which is of type class A, okay, if it is created in class B which is in a different package B, package P1, then this object will not be able to access the data member A, because even though the object of the class is created in a different is created in the class, since the data member is of type protected, that will not be visible for this class to for it will not be visible for this class to access it. Okay, so in the object that of A that is created in B cannot access it. Okay, however, if we see an object of type D, okay, which extends A, okay, which extends A, then, okay, then the protected data member A will be available as part of D. Okay, because D has extended A, so protected data member of A will be visible to D. In that way, we can use it. Okay, so only when it is within the same package, or it is inherited. Inherited. Okay, only then this the data members will be available. Okay, how about when it comes to default? Okay, for default, if a class has data members which are of type default, they are accessible only from within the package. Okay, and that's it. So even though if the class is inherited in a different package, the default data members will not be accessible or available in that particular package, in that particular class, even though if it is in a different package. However, if the class is within the same package, then the default data member default elements will be visible. Okay, when it comes to private, it's only within the class. Okay, so when we demarcate a particular element as private, this will not be visible to any other class, no matter whatsoever might be the relation between this class and that class, whether it is a relationship or has a relationship, it doesn't matter. But this private element will not be visible to anyone else. This private the elements which are marked private could be used only within the class. It cannot go out of the outside the boundary of the class. Okay, so this is about the access specifiers. Okay, so now let us look at some code. So here we can see the the access specifier demo class that is created. Okay, so this access specifiers demo class has public data member, private data member, protected data member, and default data member. Okay, now since we have a private data member, so we are initializing it using the constructor with argument. Okay, now if we look at the methods, okay, then we have a public method, okay, and similarly a protected, and we have a private and a default method in here. Okay, now let us look at the demo. Okay, now let us look at the normal element. Now if you see, this access specifier demo is under the package access specifier. Okay, now the access specifier main, which was written to test the access specifier demo, okay, is in a level higher, is in a package a level higher. Okay, now let us see the code of access specifier main. If you see in the access specifier main, we have created an object of type access specifier demo. Okay, and demo parent and we are initializing the private data member. Okay, now if we look at the demo parent, okay, we only have access to assign me, okay, and display all. These are the two elements that are visible to us. Okay, now let us see what is assign me and display all. Assign me is a public data member of type access specifier demo, and display all is a public method, okay, which is defined within access specifier demo. Now if you see, both of their access specifier is public, so that's the reason those are visible to the to the object which is created outside the outside in a different package. Okay, so only public elements are visible. Okay, now let us look at another mechanism. If you see, there is a child class, okay, which is in a different package, and it is inheriting access specifier demo. Okay, and since it is an child class, and there is an constructor a constructor defined parameterized constructor defined in access specifier demo, we have to mention the same in child as well. Okay, so in the child we see the access specifier demo, and we are using the super keyword in order to use the parents use the parents constructor as well. Now we'll speak about super keyword in a different session, but for now let us presume that super is used primarily to invoke the parents methods or parent constructor. Okay, now here we have created an additional method, okay, wherein since we do not have a mechanism um, to initialize the temporary initialize the protected variable, we are using this. Okay, and similarly we wanted to pick the display form from protected, so we have used this. We are calling these methods protected methods in here. Okay, now if we see the demo child, okay, the demo child has assign me and display all as is. Okay, as is. However, if you see the protected elements, okay, since they are protected in the parent class, okay, those are visible in the child class, but however they are not visible to the external world. Okay, so that's why to initialize those elements, those protected elements, we have written a separate method specific to child which initializes that. Okay, so let us run this code to see this. Okay, now if you see the display all method that we have, okay, the display as all is showing the data of various data members that are presented. Okay, now if we see here assign me, okay, assign me we have assigned 100, okay, and we are displaying. And restrict me is an private method, private data member, so we have passed in parent, so it is getting displayed. Intermediate um, is an protected member, protected data member, we didn't assign anything, so it will come null. Okay, and the next one is nothing is specified. Okay, so that means the default data member, so since we didn't specify, it is coming as null. Okay, this is it. Now if we look at the child class, and child was assigned me is 101, and there is a test intermediate. Okay, so this we have invoked, okay, with 200. Okay, that means the intermediate element, which is nothing but the protected one, okay, is assigned 200. Okay, and if you see the private data member restrict me, okay, is assigned a string in child. Okay, so we have added that. Okay, so that is also visible in here. Now in the test intermediate we have display from we have method display from protected. So if we see the display from protected, okay, we could see that this protected method is invoked, but since we do not have a mechanism to invoke a private method, okay, we have invoked the private method in here. Okay, so that's why it shows that this displays also contains data from private. Okay, so this particular invocation assigns intermediate and then displays the protected calls invokes the protected method, which in turn invokes the private method. So this is the line. Okay, now similarly, since we have passed 200, so initially the assign me is 101, which is visible here. The display all method is displaying this line, is printing this line. So assign me, we have assigned 101. Okay, and we are passing the restrict me to in child. So restrict me in child, and the intermediate, which is nothing but the protected data member, which we are assigning 200. So it's 200, and the default, sorry, the default data member is not at all assigned. Why is the default data member not assigned? So if we see here, even in child, the default data member nothing specified is not visible. Okay, and even if we create an object of type parent, even then even there as well, the nothing specified is not at all visible to us. Okay, and the third one is, okay, even though child is and is has inherited the elements of access specifier demo. Okay, then if we see here, even here as well, intermediate is visible, assign me is visible, display from protected is visible, and test intermediate, since it is of the same type, this is visible, but we do not see nothing specified, right? So if you see here, the nothing specified and try to invoke, both of them are default types. So these default types, though child has inherited access specifier demo, is not visible to the child. Okay, now let us see the default demo. Okay, so if we look at the default demo here, we are creating an object of type demo. Okay, and we are able to assign public variable. Okay, and we are able to assign data to an intermediate variable. We are able to assign data to a default data member of default type. Okay, and then we are able to invoke the default method, the method of type default. Okay, protected method, and then public method. Okay, however, if you see here, the private method, return private, right? So if we try to see, we will not find return private within the available members. Return private is not at all visible. See. Okay, so let us run this code. Okay, so if you see here, so try to invoke. So the try to invoke, sorry, oh, sorry, I think I need to print this. Okay, let me run this. Okay, so now if we see, we have assigned me 1000, which is displayed here by the display all. Okay, and intermediate 3000. Okay, intermediate is 3000, and nothing specified is 2.of. Okay, this is the float member, so nothing specified is 2, and access specifier demo, which is an restrict me, which is an private data member, we have assigned 201. Okay, this is for display all, which shows all the assignments that we have done, all 4 assignments. Okay, now when it comes to the default method that is invoke, try to invoke from so if once we invoke this, the data that is returned from this is from this method is a string, which is from method with default access specifier, which we could see here. Okay, and the display display from protected. So if we see the display from protected, Okay, it is even showing the return private. It is returning from the it is invoking the private method. So we can see the display also contains data from private. Okay, so in this so if we look at this demo class is part of the same package as access specifier demo. So that is the primary reason we are able to see all these default method, okay, and protected method, default method and default data member and default method in this particular package. Now let us see, let us move it a little up and see how it behaves. Now I'm changing the package from org examples Java lang examples access specifier to org example Java lang examples. Okay. Now if we look at the default demo, okay, earlier the protected data member, default data member, okay, default data member, the default method and protected method were visible. Now they were not visible. If we look at the exception, intermediate has protected access. Okay, so since it is of protected access, we are not able to see it now. Similarly here, nothing specified is not public in access specified demo. Cannot be accessed from, sorry, cannot be accessed from outside package. Similarly, if you look at this, is not public, cannot be accessed from outside package. Similarly here, it has protected access, so it is not visible. Okay, so the same code, if we move back to the same package as access specifier demo, it's working fine. There, it doesn't throw any compilation exception. So this is how these are the four access specifier levels that we have, okay, which could be used in judiciously in exposing only the minimum amount of information that we have to show to the external world from a particular class, from an object which is which is created of a particular class. Okay, so this is about the access specifiers in Java. Please do comment in the video, in the comment section, and if you like to if you want me to take any specific topics, please do comment in the comment it out so that I'll prepare and I'll take a session about that. Please do subscribe. Thank you.